Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token channel and Superman Crypto as well. So I'm multicasting to both channels today. So big welcome to both communities, Hex Token and Superman Crypto. That's 9,500 subscribers. So a big shout out to both of you. And very well, we'll be bringing on my third channel. We may be multi-streaming to 3 channels. So it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to push us over 10,000 subscribers, which is going to be pretty neat. So look forward to that. Big welcome. Get into the respective chats there. So going to be a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to do Pulsechain and Defi news. It really is amazing. Pulsechain, the biggest opportunity of a lifetime. And man, DCA, dollar cost averaging, accumulating that sweet tokens is going to be pretty awesome. We've got lots of cool news coming up, of course. When we're talking about Beetroot Privacy Hub. This is a big player with big plans, and they're doing some really cool things. And I think the price is pretty attractive at the moment. Obviously not financial advice, but looking pretty good in the old charts. Having a little move on some of the news today as well. So very, very cool. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Let's get into it as well. We're going to say hello to quite a few people there. We're going to be talking about PulseLN as well, which is pretty awesome. A fiat on-ramp via the Bitcoin Lightning Network. And of course BNB as well, and of course to get to Pulsechain. So awesome stuff, good times on good old Pulsechain there. We're just going to talk about Helgo as well, launched yesterday, and to briefly talk about its liquidity. Pretty amazing liquidity on the old Helgo, so we'll talk about that. And of course we're going to talk about the Pulsechain Tour that's going on in the United States at the moment. Plus there's a lot more. We're going to talk about liquid loans. We're going to talk about Coast news, just hot off the press. Coast is hot off the press, so stay tuned for that. And we've got also potential to do Pulsechain pools now. That we're going to talk about that as well. So much on today's live stream. Welcome to the daily update. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's get into it. And the house who's jumped in the chat here. We've got a few people already. We've got Lies Beneath. Hello, how are you today? Very, very good, of course. Lies Beneath, they're putting in the ultimate Richard Hart Golden's crypto strategy. Hex, EHEX, PLS, PLSX, and Center for the win. Nice one, Lies Beneath. We've got Kim from Superman Crypto. I'll probably be talking about that topic in another video, so I'll bring that up in another topic. We've got DN as well. Looking forward to this. Nice one, DN. Welcome to the chat, by the way. Beetroot and the Block Blend team are top notch. They are too, doing some incredible stuff. We're going to be talking about them. They're our top project today, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Beat there or B square 100%. So Beat is the ticker for that. Very, very cool. We got Archipelago as well. Hi, Archipelago. Good to see you. And Archipelago in there already teasing the Coast stuff out as well. CST will be available this month. Please note, I mentioned last week would be the first native stablecoin on Pulsechain there. Well, it looks like we've just done an update because Archipelago's in there. No, we got more to talk about, so we're going to do that. And big shout out to Archipelago for posting that link in our other token chat in the old Discord as well. Humberto says, yo, cheers, Superman and family from sunny Miami. Hey, big shout out to you, Humberto. Exciting things coming up in Miami there for the premiere of the ISA Stakes and, of course, the Pulsechain Online Conference. So lots of stuff happening there. Hexcavator as well. Hello, howdy, folks. Good to see Hexcavator. Welcome to the chat. And we got Archipelago. Happy birthday, Wookie. Yeah, big happy birthday to Wookie. One of our moderators, awesome around Kiwi guy. And a big shout out to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. There we are. That's as close as I get to singing. How about that? But happy birthday there, Wookie. Very, very cool. And a big shout out from Excavator as well. Let's see who else has jumped in here. We got Joey Torres, a Hex Token channel member representing. What's up? Good to see you, Joey. And we got Rango as well. Morning, all you lovely people. Hey, Rango, good to see you as well. Welcome to the chat. We've got Brian, one of our 2 community leaders in Discord. Good to see you, Brian. Who else has jumped in here? We've got Wookie as well. Wookie thinks nothing much. Wookie thinks nothing much is happening today. Wookie always puts us in some profound words into the chat there. But happy birthday, Wookie. Yep, Sandy Beach, happy birthday as well. Rango's got a happy birthday for Wookie as well. Big shout out to Wookie. I hope you had a good, big giant cake, actually. Rev 10 is in the house. Woo! Good to see Rev 10. Who else has jumped in here? We got Charity as well. Good to see you, Charity. Welcome to the chat. We got Nita as well. Good to see you, Nita. Cool. Got lots of cool people in the chat today. Genuine as well, who's been traveling. G'day, everybody. Good to see Genuine. one of our cool moderators as well. Who else is jumping in? Neil. Hey, Neil, it's been a while. Hey, all have a great show, Hex Token. I appreciate that, Neil. And what else do we got there? We got John May as well. What's up, family? Good to see John May. What else there? John May, much love. I like that. That's pretty cool. Hex Enthusiast as well. Hey, good to see Hex Enthusiast. And a big welcome to all of you in the house. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, all that good stuff. Let's bring up the news. We're going to get straight into it. We've got a big roundup today. It's going to be a pretty big day. So let's get into it. We've got Richard Hart, starting off with Richard Hart, the founder of Pulsechain, of course, and Hex and PulseX. I've heard rumors, he says, Regal Movies is considering making the highest stakes international, which is really cool. So obviously I'm in New Zealand, broadcasting from the bottom of the world. And of course, that's great for the rest of the world to get access to watch this as at the movie theater. So it's going to be cool. Consider making a highest stakes international and showing it in many cities for a second week, which would be awesome. Basically, the more seats that get filled, the more they're happy to make that money in more places. The strong showings here make other entities like streaming companies care more about showing it as well. Success offline is measured to guess at success online. Thus they like to see seats full with people. In other words, all the theaters there are getting sold out. Now, the thing about Regal Movies, they're one of the biggest theater houses in the world, I believe, and particularly in the United States. They have over 500 theaters in the United States. Can you believe it? And several thousand screens, which is pretty amazing. So over 500 there. They've definitely got a whole ton in California, a whole ton in Florida. Texas and other states are pretty big too. They've got a lot of movie theaters in there in those places. So really cool to see Regal Movies considering making international showings and doing more cities, which is pretty good. So big shout out for that. That's from Richard Hart. Let's move on to the stock market quickly. Stock market is up again. It was up last week. Up again today. Dow Jones up 1%, S&P 500 up 0.7%, and Nasdaq up 0.7% as well. So tech companies and the big bellwether companies doing well, which is pretty amazing. The remaining of the big banks came out and they all did well. Bank of America up as well, so rising more than 4%. Morgan Stanley up, rising 6%, and Charles Schwab's there as well, up 12%. So all the banks doing well, which is pretty good. We got obviously Microsoft, the technology company, is doing well with AI. So Microsoft rose 4% as well. Yeah, they're going to be pricing out their suite of AI products to corporates and things like that for $30 per user to access their tech of AI. So that's very popular at the moment. Very bullish for the total addressable cloud AI market. Opportunity for Microsoft that could increase cloud revenue annually by 20% by 2025. So that's some of the commentary there. Tesla and Netflix also were up as well. Tesla's quarterly results were up pretty well there, and they've cut them, following margins, following the electric vehicle makers' recent price cuts. So they cut the price on those vehicles. But also they had their truck out the other day. We talked about that. So pretty cool. Now talking about Netflix, we want to get the highest stakes on big streamers. While Netflix here's quarterly results will likely center on the boost to subscriber numbers, as well as guidance following the stream's giant crackdown on password sharing there they've got there. And the other news, of course, retail sales rose 0.2%. And so they're a little bit, on the dire side there. But economists expect the Fed to lift rates for one final time. So that's pretty much the rate rise that we're expecting. That's going to bring us into that. That is only 1 week and 19 hours away. So the Fed rate hike is in a 1 week and 19 hours on the 26th of July. The market is pricing in a 98% chance of a rate rise. So the last rate rise that we got to 5.25% on the federal funds rate is not the terminal rate based on the market. The market expecting another 25 basis points up to 5.5. So hopefully that will be our terminal rate, and that will be done and dusted on the old federal funds rate. That's still higher, although absolute higher. That means a bit more pain. And of course, it's always a lagged effect on the real economy, and typically the Fed overshoots. So at the moment, though, the market's pricing in a 98% chance of another rate rise. Looking to September, which is the next one after that, most of the market, 85%, is expecting a no change, which is pretty cool. And going into November, we're looking at only 0.25% of the market expecting another rate hike there in November. So really is probably looking better. Hopefully we'll get that terminal rate in July. We have seen inflation, remember, coming down. The last of the CPI number was 3.3%. So that's heading, in the right direction. So hopefully that is done and dusted, because the higher it goes, the more pain. And of course that eventually hits stock market, and eventually will hit rest of the markets as well. So 1 week and 19 hours to go is our window of opportunity. Meanwhile, while the stock market's doing well and maybe pricing in that move, BTC is struggling to hold on to 30K. So the crypto market's having a bit of a struggle there, 29,779. And that is down 1%. ETH at the moment is just under $1,900 after getting over 2,000. You remember a couple of days ago, that is down 0.7%. And so yeah, that's pretty much where the leaders are. BNB is down 1.57% to 239. Solana is the bigger move down there, down 5% to $25.44. What else is there? Matic is also down pretty heavy, down 5.5%, down to 73 cents there on old Matic. The standout today is XRP after the still riding the highs on the court case, and that is up 5% to 77 cents there. So those are kind of the leaders at the moment in the market, which leads us on to Pulsechain. Let's get on Pulsechain at the moment. So Pulsechain still pulling back a little bit there with the general market. We've got Pulse there at 000106, and that is down 5.6%. We've got a 6% premium over the sacrifice price. Yesterday it was 12%, so that's down. And the burn is not being updated here. I don't know, this doesn't look like it's been updated on their site there, but 134 billion at least in the old EIP 559 burn, plus the exit of the Pulsechain official team validators, 496 of those, and of course that's pulled out the amount, was it 131 billion, something like that, out of that total. So pretty cool. The big news, of course, is PulseX is down at quadruple 0334, down 7%. So it's down even more than Pulse. And one Pulse at the moment will get you 3.189 Pulse X at the moment. So Pulse is still getting you a lot more Pulse X. And hey, there's so much news bullish coming for Pulse X over the next 30 to 60 days. This may be the worst of it for Pulse X in the market. We got burned amount at the moment, 251 billion. And if you did see Sandy Beach, she tweeted out the fact that PulseX had hit that milestone of 250 billion burned. We're now at 1.2% of the public supply burned. And what day is it? It's day 67. So day 67, and we're already burned, 1.2% of the public supply. That means it excludes the OA account. And that's pretty amazing, right? So looking good on the old buy and burn. And that's going to accelerate with all the top 4 DeFis coming out. We're thinking of 9inch, we're thinking of Liquid Loans, Power City, and the PH ecosystem rolling out their ecosystems. It's going to be really cool. And then there's a lot of middle-sized protocols also coming down the pipeline as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, we've got the big 4 NFT marketplaces launching as well. And, of course, we're looking forward to those. Mintra in particular looks like it's going to launch. Mintra in particular looking very slick indeed, very slick. But also we see that Hocus Pocus is indexed all the 721 NFTs as well. Power City, of course, with its one, and of course, How to Pulse with its NFT market. So we've got all these big ones. That's huge transactional turnover, and so PulseX should benefit from that directly and indirectly based on those protocols. So it's going to be a lot of fun, folks. We've also got leverage play as well. All those lending protocols will be on the DeFi side. Will be leveraging up these prices. So it is going to be a real boom time in the next 30 to 60 days on the old PulseX as those protocols ramp up and onwards after that, of course. So looking pretty good there. We got the incentive token at the moment is down 7.28%. So that's the so far the worst performer out of these. But the ratio is what we really look at. 68,111 pulse per incentive token at the moment. That's down a little bit off yesterday. We've got 5.7 million, as you can see down here, 5.7 million total incentive tokens have been created from the farming at the moment on PulseX version 1. Which is pretty cool. Hex at the moment. So Hex is trying to hold on. Hex actually not too bad. Hex is the best performer. Hex is the best performer today. In other words, it's fallen the least percentage. So Hex there. We've got 2 cents on Pulsechain. 2 cents on Pulsechain, but it's definitely coming back there. 1 Hex will equal 189 Pulse at the moment. And of course, if you add up EHEX at the moment, 0092. So just over 9/10 of a penny is the old EHEX. So if you add those two together, we've got the price at 2.92 cents. That's the old combined price, PHEX and EHEX, so 2.92. And what else are we going to say there? A PHEX at the moment equals 2.18 EHEX. So it has gained a little bit more strength, the PHEX over EHEX, but it's way off the 2.7 that it got up to, which was, complete domination there for a while. And where was it going to end? 3 to 1, 4 to 1, but it stopped at 2.7 and it's now at 2.18 or 2.2 at the moment. So that's pretty much it. Let's get into the charts. That is pretty much that. We're going to get into charts in a second, but we're going to look at the validators. Huge news around the validators. So I posted a tweet out yesterday of how the supply sync of Pulsechain had reached $1 trillion. It was over $1 trillion, which is really amazing. But we're about to come up to another milestone as well. So when we say $1 trillion, we mean this: the amount that's been burning on the EIP 1559 on Pulsechain, plus the validator exit. So that burning amount plus the staking of the validators. And the validators got to a point where yesterday that the total amount of supply sync with the burn and the staking had hit over $1 trillion, which is amazing. So that's 6.7% of the public supply of Pulse. But this is going to go up, up, up and away. And of course, I did mention that the liquid loans fork of Liquidity is going to be launching, and that's also going to be a supply sync as well, and potentially a very big one. So we will be watching for that with the amount of Pulse that will go onto liquid loans, and then the people will issue USDL stablecoins from those. I think that will fit a lot of the big players and a lot of the retail players on that platform that have pretty decent portfolios because you won't have to have a taxable event. You can get some stable coins, etc., etc. So it's going to be really cool. Now, at the moment, we've got 923.4 billion. Pulse is now staked in the validators. The validators have been super popular. And of course, we've got validators, as you can see on the planet there, all around the world. So Pulsechain's super decentralized. But the validator numbers are just rising at a huge rate. Look at this uptrend here on the validators. We are just rocketing at the moment on validators. We're now at 28,856 validators now. And we've got 575 entering the old validator pool. So it's amazing. And of course, we've got a new product out, a pool product out at the moment. That's what I call delegating as opposed to validating. And that is, you're still validating, but you're delegating your Pulse to validate through somebody else, right? Through a protocol platform. So we're going to talk about that later on. So we potentially got the first delegating protocol up and running. So we'll talk about that. Although I haven't seen any security things around that. So we're going to, caveat on that one. But at the moment, we've got 923.8 billion is staked with the validators. So our next milestone will be 1 trillion just staked through the validators alone. And that's coming up. You can see it's coming up pretty fast. So awesome. Imagine that 1 trillion is going to be made 6.7 by itself of the total amount of Pulse. Amazing on that. So looking forward to that. Super bullish. And this is only day 67, remember, in Pulsechain. So we're really early. And this is really super strong confidence in the old Pulsechain. So what does that mean for the APR that validators are getting paid? So the annual percentage return, which is like a flat interest, is 19.3%, which equates to about 178 billion Pulse per year. And so we're going to be looking forward to that. Very, very cool. All right, let's jump away from there in a minute, but we're going to have a look at the gas fees quickly. Always like to look at the gas advantage over Ethereum. We're at 3 cents for a PulseX swap at the moment on PulseX. We're at 0.2 of a penny for a Pulse coin transfer, and we're at 0.6 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer. So absolutely amazing. And I can see the beats there, or Gwei is under 1 million. So we're at 922,000 at the moment, which is really nice and cheap. Look at this equivalence though, 268 times cheaper than Ethereum is Pulsechain, and yet it's a full system state fork of Ethereum, and that's a big deal. And of course, it's all getting priced up and price discovery, a lot of fun, and there's so much stuff to land with the huge ecosystem landing on top of it from native Pulsechain developers. It's going to be amazing. 223x times cheaper than Bitcoin as well, and Bitcoin's pretty slow, as you guys know. So that is the old summary. Let's get into the charts. That is the charts at the moment. So we had a good chance of moving up to the right there once we broke 1200. But of course, with Bitcoin and everything else pulling down, there is a bit of a slumber in the old crypto market. So the timing was pretty important. And so we've gone for the 30% downward scenario. And at the moment, we've broken down through the 1080 on Pulse. That was kind of a decent support. And I know Brennan in our Discord, who's TA guy, pushed that in there. But hey, look, I think the bottom it's hard to know when exactly we'll hit it, but we're on this upward trend. That would get us back to around about 1,000 if we do keep going in this downtrend down to 1,000. But of course, the wider markets, Bitcoin, everything else, also that sentiment will also have a play on that. But in any case, we've still got this upward trend in play for Pulsechain despite the last 2 days. Let's have a look at Pulsex. Pulsex there also obviously following Pulsechain down. And of course, at the moment, 3,345. What a steal. Is incredible opportunity to pick this up. And of course, we know we're heading up towards all the big DeFi and all the big NFTs landing on Pulsechain. So this price here could be very short-lived. So you got a 200% increase to the sacrifice price on Pulsex. It's just easy money sitting there with what's coming up ahead of us. So pretty cool. Just got to be patient, right? Just got to be patient on that one. So that is the Pulsex. Like I say, we've got the big 4 DeFis coming out, the big 4 NFTs. That's a lot of trading, plus a lot of other medium-sized protocols launching as well over the next 30, 60 days. We've got the highest stakes coming up on the 4th. We've got the online conferences, all that good stuff. So there's lots of cool things going to happen in the space. We've got stable coins as well. Leverage lending, it's going to be pretty neat on the old prices here. So this could very be short-lived, these little pullbacks here. We've got incentive token ratio at the moment, 68,000 on the trend there. So we had a nice big rally here, some big whales pushing this up. And then we've just come back a little bit here on the 68,000. So that's also looking pretty good as well. And of course, we've got single-sided staking pools coming, right, for Pulsex, potentially incentive tokens. So it's going to be fun to see that from Richard Hart as well. That's going to be super bullish. So that really could, along with all the ecosystem dApps that are coming over the next 30, 60 days, these are the little big heavyweights, right? We've also got single-sided staking pool. So this whole chart's could turn around in a very quick time frame. Let's go to Hex, of course, on the Pulsechain, back at 2 cents. Very nice. So PHEX there on the old hourly. So let's move that to the daily chart. Now on PHEX, there's the PHEX chart there. So it was riding up the Bollinger Bands and was heading back to the middle of the 50% line and the Bollinger Bands here at about 1.9 cents. So hopefully we'll get a nice little bounce off the middle of the Bollinger Bands there for PHEX. And of course, the highest of stakes, we've got about 16 days to go until that happens, right? So let's have a look at the calendar here. So 4th, we've got 16 days. Yeah, 16 days. So just over 2 weeks until the highest of stakes premiere. So we're looking forward to that too. We'll get a nice little run up for that. That's going to be a good question. And we'll see if it gets answered. Also on the EHEX, you can see the chart there just riding itself down, currently at 9.1 cents on the old EHEX. Oh, this is on the Ethereum chain, by the way. Obviously, there's also the same version on the Pulsechain with bigger liquidity too. So here there we are at the moment. Just had that beautiful ride up here and got up to 1.25 cents. We're now down at just over 9 tenths of a penny at the moment on the old EHEX there. Looking at the combined EHEX PHEX chart on the 15 minutes, you can sort of see it tracking there. Let me just move this to the hourly, and you can see the combined EHEX PHEX chart. That's what it looks like at the moment. So we had a big, bit of a big sell here. Nice little pump back. We've still got this downtrend in place at the moment since we had that peak up here. We got peaked out here at around 3.2 cents or so, 3.3 cents. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. I'm looking back there. Let me look at the daily. Actually, I don't know if it does a good daily chart at the moment, but this is a 3.8 cents. So this is on InvestX at the moment. I'm using InvestX for that combined chart, which is amazing. If you want to check out the interview I did with the founder about 4 or 5 days ago, check that out on this channel because it was really, really cool. The InvestX guy is really, really amazing. And they've got big updates out today too on the old InvestX. So check that out. What else? We're going to jump over to the Pulsechain Projects. Before we do that, though, we're going to have a quick look at the top PRC20s. At the moment, the best performer is Uni. Uni on there, they've got pretty small liquidity, but the better performer there even as well is Link. That's up 12%, so it gives you an idea. They've got 19,053K in there. So those are the two biggest, the best performers over the last 24 hours is the old Uni and Link. Everything else down here, SHIB, Wrap Bitcoin, everything else is taking a little bit of a breather at the moment, and Pepe as well. Now, I still think Pepe is the best chance to price up towards ETH parity, followed by SHIB, and then probably quite a few of these other ones that are on the list on the top PRC20s. So we've got Compound on here, we've got Floki, we've got Lido, we've got Maker, we've got Link, we've got Fetch AI, we've got all those sort of things. So those are on the list here as well. So we're going to see, but I definitely think that Pepe and Shib have a good chance when we get on the move up. Once Pulsechain starts moving up, we could see some pretty exciting stuff happen in the old Pepe and Shib in particular, as well as some of the other tokens that are moving as well. Because they don't really have any protocol stuff, then just the meme coins, and why not there? And there's not many holders either, particularly for Pepe. I think there's only 5,000 holders compared to the ETH chain. So a lot of the big players looks like sold out early on. So that could be pretty good there. Moving into the meme coins, of course, we've got the 9-inch DEX expected to launch any time now, obviously with audits, and then stealth launch there. Looking forward to the 9-inch launching there. Over $14 million sacrifice for that. And so, we're expecting potentially some big stuff happening there. Now, looking at the memes here, we've got Fluffy Slippers up 64%. We've got Pepper Lorian up 4%. And then Paul Plebs managed to etch out about a 1% gain there. Now, Paul Pleb and Pulse Dodge are two of the 4 coins that will probably be strongly supported. Obviously, there's 9-inch, the sacrifice token, and of course the DEX token for 9-inch. And then we've also got the BBC, the incentive token for 9-inch. So these should be pretty cool. And based on Hexy Bastard's conversation, good chance will be one-sided staking pool. So these could have a nice little price rally, the old PP and the PLD, the Pulse Dodge. So there we are. That's the original one, by the way, Pulse Dodge, not the PLSD. So that's the original one there. There was a lot of controversy about using Pulse Dodge as a name, which I also commented on way back when they launched. So there we go. All right, let's jump over to the Pulsechain Projects. This is our 4th category that we've been following on Pulsechain. And of course, the top performer at the moment is Helgo. So we're going to jump quickly to Helgo. Helgo launched live yesterday. And man, look at that liquidity, $4.6 million in liquidity. And they've paired up, obviously, Helgo and Hex. And Helgo there, it talks about supporting Hex there. And at the moment, the price is 0.005205. So let's have a look at the chart on the old Helgo. That is a price at the moment, 5.2 on the 15-minute. Let's go to the hourly here. And that is the hourly chart. So you can see peaked out at around about 0.0054, currently at 0.0052. Obviously, this is up 36%, but this is just launched. The other thing I'd like to say about this is that, there's pretty big liquidity there paired with Hex. So, it takes a bit of movement to move the price, the volume at 4.6 million. And of course, we've got some of this Helgo news, so we're going to go to that. Let me just pull that up there. Let's put it out of order. But Helgo, this is what they posted yesterday. Helgo is live, almost 5 million in liquidity. Make sure you check out the contract and be careful of scams. Their contract, of course, is DB44 is the contract for Helgo. And of course, you can see the contract on DEX screener there at DB44 at the bottom there. And of course, you can go and have a look at how many holders there are and all sorts of stuff like that. So really nice, clean launch there for Helgo so far. And of course, I'm going to post the link to Helgo there if you want to check that out. This is Helgo. You want to have a check that out as well. Let me post that. Bam. That is Helgo. So cool. Let me post that. There we go. That is Helgo there. All right. And you can check that out. Now, let me just quickly check the old YouTube. Looking not too bad there. A big welcome to everybody from Superman Crypto channel, by the way. And of course, we've got everybody at the Hex Token channel as well. So very cool. And a good chance I'll be bringing in my 3rd channel there, multicasting. I thought, why not? We're all into crypto. So good to spread the word around Pulsechain to all those other communities as well. So big shout out to that. I might have to get some of the moderators over on some of the other channels soon, just the way it goes. All right, so here's the Helgo website, helgo.io, and you can actually get all the emissions and tokenomics and everything like that. We're not going to go through that on this channel. Check that out your own time. And of course, before investing, you can always check with the Pulse Police and all that sort of stuff. Helgo has been around a long time, but you can always check with the Pulse Police. The link to that is in our Discord under Pulsechain links. You can find that as well. Before investing, do your due diligence, all that good stuff. This is the website at the moment. So I've opened up the DApp here and I've connected to it with the wallet. This is my player wallet, of course. And you can see you got the Helgo there at the moment, 90% APY. You got the Help token. That's the other token. Nothing in that yet from the looks of it. 48%. And the Hex there as well. So buy Hex, stake Hex, which is pretty cool. And of course, there's 23 hours and 59 minutes, and 24 hours to go until the next vote. So there was a vote on that just finished. This one here used 0.69% of X to buy Helgo. That I think that pretty much won that one. Let's look at the history. Not sure if that's going to pop up. But anyway, 24 hours to go until the Helgo DAO voting goes as well. But I'm pretty sure this one just finished. Anyway, so that is pretty much Helgo. Just a nice little mention there. And of course, that is doing pretty well in the chart. So we'll be watching that journey of Helgo as well. And we'll probably get more into tokenomics on another live stream. But not today. Not today. All right. Let me just go back here. That is the best performer. Obviously, Wait's just taken over, actually. Helgo was the best performer. Wait token there from Coast is up. And good thing I'm talking about it today because we got news hot off the press from Coast. So I'm going to have to bring that up next. Let me just bring it up. So that is Coast. And I just want to close down some of these as we go. So Coast there, big news. Fiat on-ramp update. New banking partner secured. Agreement signed, fees paid, CST. This is a stable coin. So we're going to have USDL from Liquid Loans, PXDC from Power City, and we've got those are both Liquidity forks. They're going to collateralize Pulse and PulseX and have a stable coin for those. But we're also going to have a Fiat on-ramp model as well with the CST, which means there'll be a stable coin based on Fiat, which is great. And so we've got the best two models for stable coins coming to Pulsechain within the next 30 to 60 days. So awesome stuff. CST will launch as the first fiat-backed native stablecoin on Pulsechain. Beautiful news, folks. Beautiful news. Pulsechain, honestly, is just going to explode. Really is huge. Now, let's get up to the official update from Telegram. And this was posted by Archipelago in our other token chat. And that is Fiat on-ramp news. New banking partner secured. Agreement signed. Fees paid. Final compliance checks are scheduled for Thursday, the 20th of July. CST on Pulsechain only. That's pretty interesting. No beta on Ethereum. So this is just for Pulsechain. Beautiful, like that. CST contract currently being ordered for the stablecoin. Nice. First CST on Pulsechain will be minted this month. OMG. So it's going to be a real race on between Liquid Loans and Coast, I believe, for the first stablecoin native to Pulsechain. And they're going to be big projects. So obviously it's going to be pretty awesome to have our own native stablecoins. Very, very cool. And add a complementary to the classic stablecoins from Ethereum, like USDC, USD Tether, and of course DAI, which is the main one used on Pulsechain at the moment. So CST contract currently being ordered. First CST on Pulsechain to be minted this month. Beautiful news. And of course, the new weight locking. There's going to be new weight token locking on and off ramp benefits, instant buy and limit increases. So instant buy and limit increases there. So using the weight token, and of course the weight token there is just blowing up there on the old daily. Look at that. And the dailies, this is just closed, by the way. We've got a new candle here, and we just crossed over the day by 4 minutes. But let's have a look at the hourly candle there. Look at that. Woohoo! So up it goes, 00068 with the news of this news. So bullish here. And of course, it's great that we're being able to cover this on the Hex Token channel live, and of course Superman Crypto as well. Next update. So the next update they're going to have, they'll be covering new markets will be added. So obviously we knew that they were going to be launching the Coast token stablecoin, I should say, on the Pulsechain, and particularly the first markets are going to be the United States, most of the states, and of course within the United States, and then of course the UK. They're looking at Australia, Canada, and even New Zealand, I believe. So I'm not sure so much about New Zealand, but definitely Australia, Canada. And but they're going to have lots of new markets that they're teasing here. So hopefully that will mean, who knows, Latin America, Africa, Middle East, Asia, who knows where this could be added. So they're looking to go global. So very, very cool on that. Now there's going to be a free bridge feature. That is the ETH and Pulse. And then of course they're going to have a launch conversion event with USDC, USD Tether, and DAI. So there's a launch conversion event with USDC, USD Tether, and DAI. Let it be known, I said it there. So very, very cool. Now, that is Archipelago's comment. He says, let it be known, I said in Hex Token channel chat that CST would be the first native coin to Pulsechain. It's certainly a battle, Archipelago, between Liquid Loans and the Coast there. But hey, look, if Coast is going to get it out before the end of this month, they may very well do that. So maybe they'll move to the front runner there, and maybe Archipelago will be right, and we'll have to buy him buy him something like that. We will see. Anyway, so that is pretty quick news out of the gate there from the old Coast team, and the prices are representing that. And we may see this break away, this old Coast here, the weight token, start to really rally there on the news. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to post the link to the tweet, and of course, if you want to find that full update, get onto our Discord or follow them on Telegram. Kind of cool. That is the link there. Bam. That is the Coast team. So huge news there. Great news. Like I said, we're just starting to ramp up, folks, on Pulsechain. The next 30, 60 days, we've got the biggest protocols launching, and there's tons of them. So very, very cool. All right, that is the weight news. Let's get back into the rest of the charts here on the Pulsechain projects. We've got Internet Money doing pretty well, up 13%. We've got PHUX up 12%. So from the PH ecosystem, that's going to be rolling out their fiat fork of Aave onto Pulsechain, and of course their famous fork of GMX margin trading onto Pulsechain. And of course, that's as part of the whole PH ecosystem, along with Fatty and PHUX itself, the fork of Balancer. So very, very cool on that one. Now we're going to get to Beetroot. Beetroot is up 10%. We're going to be focusing on Beetroot. So this is the main topic for the day. And of course, the Beetroot here up on the daily, and we're up 10.8% there, up to 0.00253. It had its big rally. It's had a bit of a sell-off here, but this is really, I think this is probably out of the bigger projects in the medium-sized category. This is, it seems undervalued to me. Obviously not financial advice, but look at that chart, kind of a good buying zone. And Beetroot coming out with some really good products, particularly around the privacy and swapping features there. So the big Beetroot dev update today, this was out 5 hours ago. And next up will be the integration of Pulsechain to the aggregator, which is pretty cool. So if you go to the Beetroot world, you can see they've got a number of products here. They've got the privacy bridge, which is also features Pulsechain. So if you want to send something secretly to your friend or something like that, you don't want to dox yourself, then this is giving you a great offering there for that. Obviously, they've got XSwap as well. So XSwap there coming up, cross-chain DEX bridge aggregator, and I believe this is what that's referring to, this integration of the Pulsechain to the aggregator. So that will be on this XSwap product here, I believe. Following that, they're also going to have an ERC20 PRC crypto mixer, and it's going to be called Sugar Beet Tunnel. So crypto mixer, this is where people put tokens into, I think, like kind of a bucket, and then they get mixed around so no one can track them very well. And then, of course, they issue out on these different addresses on the other side. So all go in and then they all go out, and they're working on a prototype there. Apparently, it's going to be pretty amazing. And of course, you can see that on the Sugar Beet. It's got Sugar Beet there, coming to Pulsechain and X1 chain. That's the Jack Levin chain. And of course, for Zen, this privacy protocol is being built from scratch. It's unique and groundbreaking. There is nothing like Sugar Beet, neither in crypto generally or Pulsechain or X1 chain. Hint, it will feature tokens as opposed to native coins. So native coins being ETH and Pulse. So they're going to feature tokens here, as it's not for bridging or swapping. So it's not for bridging or swapping there. Initially, the Pulsechain version will feature Beat, their native token, and of course with Hex and PulseX, they're the PRC20s, Richard Hart. So that's pretty cool. X1 chain version will feature Zen initially as well. So that's and as well will be a fantastic addition and sister protocol to the privacy bridge. And like I say to you, the privacy bridge is pretty good by itself. You can use that. It was under maintenance yesterday, but it is available again today. You just have to hit the old button here, and you can get started with the privacy bridge. Just click that button and it will open it up, and away you go. All right, so that's kind of cool on the news there. And of course, following that, the Beat staking protocol. Now, this is going to be super bullish for Beat, right? The staking protocol is being tested. So you guys know whenever you take off a bit of supply off the market there with the old staking, it certainly helps the price. So yeah, that's bullish on this here. We will see. Not financial advice, but hey, hopefully it speaks for itself. It's looking pretty good. I certainly know that it's looking pretty popular. And yeah, I think Randy Alaski's keen on this one too. So that is kind of neat there. Now I'm going to post the link to Beetroot there in the Twitter. So definitely go give them a follow. Definitely doing some really, really, really cool stuff here is the old Beetroot as well. So looking good. Let me post that. That is Beetroot at the moment. Looking pretty nicely there. Let me just check the old chain there. Looking good. Hey, we got Christian as well. Hey, Christian, how did you get over the Superman crypto? Helgo, let's get it. That says Christian. So there, nice one there, Christian, over there on the old Superman crypto channel. What else? That's looking good. So looking good there on Beetroot, and the price is starting to look good too for a nice little entry. Very cool on that one. So stay tuned. That is Pulse Beetroot. Now, obviously, they have the privacy brig. They have Sugar Beet that's coming up. They XSwap. They also have the Anon exchange. And, of course, you can do that too if you want to swap as well. They were very quick with adding Pulse to that. So if you want to do a nice little swap, you can do it on there. You can already see Pulse is preloaded, which is pretty cool. And so getting preferential treatment there. Very nice. Beetroot Privacy Hub looking good. They've also got a peer-to-peer fiat on-ramp as well. No KYC. Everyone likes no KYC, especially in DeFi as well. And, of course, you can go to Beat there and have a look at the contract. Contract is EC32. And, of course, they do have a slippage there, 2% on the PulseX V2 only, right? So 2% slippage because they've got a little tax on this that makes it deflationary, I believe. Yeah, they've got starting supply. They've got the burning amount, the buy and burn so far, etc. So they really are deflationary as well on the as well. Imagine having a buy and burn, and they've got the staking as well. This thing is looking pretty exciting as well. So definitely do your due diligence, but definitely looking pretty cool there as well. They've got liquidity locks as well, and liquidity, which is pretty cool as well. But you can read all the details on the website, so check it out. Very nice. I'm going to post the website as well. So let's do that. Bam, and copy that, and I'll post that in. All right, there we are. That is kind of neat. So that is the Beetroot, looking good. Beetroot there. All right, let's jump over to the latest and greatest. So that is Beetroot. Those are our top performers at the moment as well. Everything else is kind of on a bit of a pullback. We got Pulse Rate there, offering some pretty huge yields on our Pulse Rate. Looks pretty good. Obviously, I haven't done a security check on that, but they've had audits. Apart from that, it's looking pretty good there. What else there? We got Texan Token, Tetra as well, waiting for Tetra's launch, I think. Don't know if we've had an update on Tetra yet. And, of course, Time and Money has been running as well. We've got lots of projects in there. Terra, Kira, Fiat. What do we else? We've got there. Trust Swap and Daytona Finance also kicking the mix there. So our top liquidity pools at the moment, dominated by Helgo now. Tetra 308, Beetroot at 257, and then with Pulse Rate and Tony. If you had Pulse Rate up, it's pretty big. It's probably the biggest, second biggest actually after Algo, although Algo is paired to Hex, of course, and then Daytona Finance there as well, doing pretty well. Those are our big TVL protocols at the moment. All right, let's jump away to the next piece of news. We've obviously got PulseLN. PulseLN is in the house, so if you haven't checked that out, really, really cool. PulseLN, and they've got big news here. PulseLN onboards all Binance-like users to Pulsechain in seconds. So opening up new markets, new users on the Pulsechain is PulseLN. And, of course, from Binance Lightning users looking pretty good. So Binance here says on the 7th of July, Binance has completed the integration of Bitcoin on the Lightning Network, and deposit withdrawals are now open. So that's really cool. So you can imagine you've got you want to bring fiat through an exchange, maybe Binance or KuCoin. You take your fiat and then you can bring it over into a token via the PulseLN, and then get your Pulse at the end. So you can swap a Pulse at the end there. Pretty neat. So here is the queue here from the update that PulseLN gave. Binance to PulseLN and to Pulsechain just became too cheap and too fast. Nice little fiat on-ramp route there at the moment. So very, very cool. And, of course, we can see the Coast team before is taking one step away from this, right? So Coast this is a 3-step, but the Coast is doing a 2-step plus a stablecoin offering as well. So, but very cool from PulseLN. So you got Lightning Network from Bitcoin. You got Binance, the BNB chain, and, of course, you got Pulsechain. So very, very cool on that one. And you've got more than just the Pulse coin. You can do, top PRC20s like Hex, etc., and PulseX. So nice on that one. That's PulseLN, and you can see the swapping site here. Very cool. Now, they do have some cool details here. They've got the user help center if you want to check that out. It's got a very, the best actually that I've seen so far in terms of a help desk. If you go to there, you can walk through everything. It's got a referral program too. If you want to refer that out there, you can do that too. And obviously fiat to PulseLN, they got that as well. So you can tick that box too and see how it all works. So all really good walkthrough through everything here on the old PulseLN help there. So really, really cool on that. So cool. Yeah, here you can see here it's already defaulted Bitcoin to Pulse, which is pretty cool. You can open it up. You can go to BNB and BNB to Pulse. Very, very cool. So you can buy those through a fiat gateway, and then, of course, bridge them over there through PulseLN. Very cool, using the Lightning Network as well. All right, so let me just post that as well. That's PulseLN. Definitely check that out. Definitely looking good there. Hey, we got Brian there, a new member. What? Brian there, what's a new member? What channel is that a new member on, Brian? Free memberships incoming on Boss's other channel, just saying. All right, so let's have a look at that. That's on the other channel. Wow, look at that. So congratulations, Brian there. Welcome to the channel there as a member on Superman Crypto. And of course, I've actually got to update some of the terminology on there actually, because I've changed the name, brand name. And of course, 5 memberships gifted out there. So if you're watching on the old Superman Crypto, pick up those free memberships there as well. But I'll have to do some brand change there. I just realized that I haven't updated that, but updated the channel name and everything, but not the actual memberships as well. That channel, Superman Crypto, is now focused on general crypto projects, just so I can talk about anything I want as well. So it's kind of cool. All right, let me get there. Let's go there. What else? Let's jump over to that. Is that's PulseLN, and of course you can get to that site from the actual Twitter there for PulseLN. So big shout out to them. They've got 2,242 followers on PulseLN, so definitely looking good there. Instant crypto exchange, PLS and Bitcoin looking good. All right, so that's kind of cool on that one. Let's jump over to, I want to talk about liquid loans briefly. So these are not on the Pulsechain charts, so we moved on from those. But Pulsechain here is, and Pulsechain oracles. So we talked about all these top DeFis launching on Pulsechain next 30, 60 days. We've also got the top NFTs, but we do need a decentralized oracle service. And of course, Liquid Loans is bringing us the Fetch Oracle, which is like a white label of the Teller Oracle from Ethereum. So this is really, really important for the protocols. This is also important for Power City's Earn protocol, their fork of Liquidity, and I'm sure many other DeFi protocols will end up using the service. So pretty cool there. We've got a quick video here from Crypto Crazy, the CEO of Liquid Loans. So we're going to play this quick video.
And it was unfortunate that PulseX had some issues. It wasn't a major issue. We all understand that the issue that was occurring there was largely to do with a buy and burn feature. That's been resolved. Really good that the guys were able to address that really quickly. But these are the types of things that can happen. Thankfully, something like PulseX is easy enough to continue to enhance and improve upon. But that was something that occurred. And we all know that that was a copy of a previously audited project. But again, these changes, no matter how small, can actually have a significant impact on the protocol. And as unfortunate as it was, the upside is we don't believe it was a major issue. It was an unfortunate situation, but it's also an important situation to highlight the reason for needing to have decentralized Oracle service. As part of our protocol, we need to call a price of pulse. We need to understand, well, what is the price of pulse at any given time so that the contracts can actually behave in the appropriate way, knowing that we can rely on a particular price. If we had have deployed with immutable code, which we can't change, and we're pointing to a liquidity pool that all of a sudden is non-existent, the protocol fails. And so you would have major issues with the protocol that isn't using a decentralized Oracle service to pull a price feed. As much as you can use a DEX, the challenge with it is if there's something that's broken or if there's an issue with that particular DEX or that particular liquidity pool, you're going to have problems when you actually deploy immutable code that actually is pointing to a particular liquidity pool. Whilst it was unfortunate what happened to PulseX, it kind of reinforced the reason why we needed to have a decentralized Oracle service available.
All right, so that was pretty cool there from Crypto Crazy from Liquid Loans, bringing Pulsechain a full decentralized Oracle service with Fetch protocol. Now, you know that Fetch protocol is also not only going to be great for calling price calls, but also non-price calls as well. And there will be a niche monetary opportunity there, become a Oracle reporter for Fetch, which it may suit some of you. So that's going to be really, really cool. Now, a big shout out to Sandy Beach and who else? Brian there. And also I see Wookie's jumped in there as well. So I'm going to add Wookie there as a moderator. So I've just made all of you moderators. Big shout out there to you on the Superman Crypto channel. Looking good. All right. Yeah. All right. If you're on Superman Crypto, pick up those free memberships over there on Superman Crypto because Brian gave out 5 of them. So looking good. And let's get into it. That is Liquid Loans update. So we got some cool stuff. Coast update, Liquid Loans looking good. And of course, we've also got some cool stuff happening in the United States at the moment with the Pulsechain Tour. So the Pulsechain event tour is on at the moment, Pulsechain Live Tour, that's being run by SJ Wild, I should say. and she's doing an amazing job with that, with the old Pulsechain bus that she drives, which is so cute, driving around. But they've got Chicago on at the moment, Pulsechain Masterclass Chicago. That's the next event, the 22nd of July. So that's coming up there in the good old Chicago. And then I think on the 12th of August they're coming over to Brooklyn. Brooklyn, it's like out of a movie. If you're not in the United States, like watching a movie, but there is Brooklyn there as well. And then Nashville meetup as well. Man, I'd love to go to Nashville. That'd be so cool. And hopefully they have a lot of jazz there, right? So that'd be pretty neat there. So SJ Wild there doing some cool stuff, but she's been posting some pictures, posting the Pulsechain Tour up around Chicago. These colors pop, libraries, coffee shops, and community centers. I think that's really neat. This is Pulsechain on the ground, folks, doing the hard yards. But look, here's a public community board, and there's a Pulsechain poster there. I put this as the thumbnail on today's video too. Look at that. What is Pulsechain? A little cool little thumbnail there. Isn't that little picture there? Wasn't that cool? So nice one there from SJ Wild. Here's another one too. You got all these other different posters up, but there's Pulsechain Financial Freedom Conference, and that's sitting there. Really, really cool. So nice. Got another one here. What's the news? So there we are. Cool little poster up there. Financial Freedom Conference. I like the title there. That's really neat. What is Pulsechain? It's kind of cool. And then I've got another one here as well, Financial Freedom Conference, Chicago. And of course, what is Pulsechain? Enjoy the Pulsechain Crypto Network. Awesome stuff there. Scan to buy tickets or visit pulsechain.com to looking good there on the old billboards. I love that. That's, right on the ground doing the stuff there. So well done to SJ Wild there. Hey, look, Sandy Beach, I don't know if you've seen it. You should definitely spread the word on that with your Twitter space, because that's, I think, the pretty good one there from SJ Wild. So kind of cool. Let me just post that. That is the one there. So looking good. SJ Wild there. Follow that. And of course, you can get tickets below. So tickets are below here as well. Pulsechain Tour there. So I'm going to retweet that as well. And you get out there, retweet that too. That's pretty neat. From SJ Wild. If you want to get hold of the events, of course, it's at Pulsechain events. And I'll post the link to this as well. Cool. That is the Pulsechain list there. Bam. And there we go. So that is the Pulsechain link there, pulsechaintour.com. Really cool. So that keeps on going. But we also know that we've got the big Pulsechain online conference coming up on the 4th in Miami there at the same time as the premiere for the highest of stakes movie theater. So it's going to be pretty cool. Right. That is pretty much it on that one. So let's move on to the next thing. We've got obviously here, this is a bit of a wild card here. Now, obviously, we've been talking about validating on Pulsechain, but this person, Mike Barty here, I don't know the person myself. I think I might have seen them around before. They got the Pulse Mafia. I don't know how about that, but they're running this referral program, so I don't know much about them. So just take them into account, but they're running some sort of validated pool on Pulsechain and so forth. So that's kind of set this up with the Mafia token as well. So I'm not sure their reputation or whatever, so just take them into account. Don't really know them, but it was interesting. They popped up there. Funding Jim made a comment about them, so I thought that was interesting. But they're looking at doing that too. So you can actually see. I think I've got the token here somewhere. What's it called? Mafia, I think it was. Got the Mafia one here. It's here somewhere. It disappeared just when I want to find it. Let me just reorganize this list, and maybe we can find it by alphabetical order. Oh, don't seem to have it here. Maybe I didn't add it to the right group here. Maybe I put it in a different group. I might have to hunt that down a bit later. But that's already trading the Mafia token, which is kind of a representation of your pulse that you put into the validator. So it's a pretty interesting looking idea here. This is the website, Pulse Mafia. The idea to become a Pulsechain validator and join our PLS pool to become a validator on Pulsechain. And you get basically, once they get 32 million pulse in it, they go and start another validator. And then, of course, they take 20% of the cut out of the Pulsechain rewards. That's the idea there. And then at the end, in 1 year's time, in the 15th of August, you'll be able to, they'll exit all the validators. And then the rewards will be shared out. And of course, they've got this Mafia token to represent that percentage ownership, and it trades on the market. It's already trading. That's kind of there. Apparently, they've got 57 validators up and running already. I guess most of those are their own. But in any case, that is up and running. So I just thought I'd mention that. Haven't done any security checks or anything like that on it. Just take them into account. Very important. Don't know who the person is, etc., etc. But that is out there. in any case, is the Pulse Mafia group here. So that's pretty much it on that. Just a slight mention on that one. Let's jump over to we're going to jump over to the picture of the day. So as you saw my thumbnail of the video today, I also had these shoes up here. I had to mention these shoes. These shoes are cool. There's a Pulsechain little sneakers, I guess they are called, and they got Pulsechain written on them here. But aren't they kind of cool? Yeah, quite neat there. I'm not sure about the front. I just feel maybe I would have even Pulsechained that up. I'm not sure. Two minds about that. But definitely the shoes look pretty cool. You even got these Pulsechain shorts with little Pulsechain emblem there. I thought that was kind of cool on the old product there. That's from Referral, long name here. I don't even know what it is. Rocking their shoes for the first time today. I'm not even sure where they sourced them from, but that's kind of cool there. They've had quite a few looks on that video. On that picture there. So pretty funny. All right, that leads us into the Hex Daily Stats. As you guys know, hex.com, the link's in the video description. The ultimate savings product, the wealth product from Richard Hart. And of course, at the moment, it is day 1324. We've got hot off the press there. I'm going to jump through some of these numbers on Hex on Ethereum. We've got the 18th of July. We've got the price there at 9/10 of a penny. We've got the payout for today, 6.567 on the old Hex chain there. I'm going to jump through some of these classic metrics today. I just wanted to jump through some of these. We've got the increase in the ownership pool by 5,082 T-shares. That's a pretty big day. We're at 9,908,000 T-shares in the ownership pool here on the Hex group. And looking at the percentage of coins, 9.42% of Hex is locked at the moment. Pretty modest penalty, 726,000 today. And of course, the liquidity holders up 17. So the trend is your friend. Apart from yesterday's weird number of 210, there's more liquid holders of Hex. The miners are down 4 today, though. So this is still trying to etch out a reverse trend reversal in the old miners, but it is at 120,352. So that is day 1324 on the ETH chain. But of course, Hex is also you're able to buy that and stake it or mint it on the Pulse chain. And so we've got day 66. Yeah, day 66 the end. And we've got the 18th of July. The price at 2 cents there, down 3.6% on the day. The payout, though, is spectacular. Look at this payout today on Pulsechain. It has been unbelievable on the old Pulsechain. Look at this the last 10 days. Look at these numbers, 7.5, 10.1, and 6.9 yesterday, and now 7.751 today. Wow, the penalties today on Pulsechain versus ETH chain have been dramatic. Dot and share rates. Let's jump through some of these. The ownership pool is up 3,708, sitting at 9,932,000. So what's the difference there? That's about 13,000 now difference in T-shares, is it? Is that right math there? Oh, about 10 and taking that's bigger. So it's about 23,000. Sorry, my bad. 23,000 there. Increase in T-shares over Ethereum. 9.52% of Hex on Pulsechain is locked in. But look at those penalties today. That's unbelievable. I didn't actually see that. Normally I check this before the live stream, but I didn't actually see that today. 24.5 million. Wow, that's massive. That is massive. We've had some incredible penalties on the Pulsechain. 8.5 million there yesterday. 12.7 million there about 5 days ago. 20 million. I mean, these are spectacular numbers. Who said the volatility is on the ETH chain? It definitely looks like it's on the Pulsechain at the moment. That's some pretty crazy stuff there. We've got liquid holders up 116 though on the old Pulsechain side. A dot day for miners on Ethereum on Pulsechain, sorry, which is a pretty crazy number. And we're at 120,857 on the Pulsechain. That is Hex, folks. You got paid on both chains. Hex on Pulsechain, Hex on Ethereum. Check out hex.com in the video description, folks. Very, very cool. That brings us up almost to an hour on the live stream. Let's quickly check on Richard Hart, see if he's got any updates for us at the moment. Just as sometimes he does, since he posted earlier. Not really, just on this mortgage thing. So that's cool. And that is it. Let's leave it on the old Pulsechain. That is Hex. So Hex at the moment is at 2 cents there. Pulsechain at the moment is at 10.67 with 3 zeros in front of it, just above the sacrifice price, which is pretty cool. Let me get back into the chat. See, I told you we had so much stuff on today with the updates and things are just heating up, folks. It's going to be very busy here on the old Hex Token channel and Superman Crypto because there's so much happening at the moment in the ecosystem. It's about to roll out in the next 30, 60 days. And you guys are all here for it. You're all here early. And, you all get to benefit if based on your decisions, I guess. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let me get back up to the chat here as well. I was quite far back. I think I got up to. Let me see where I got up to here. We got Neil up to Neil, that was sure. We got to John May. Hey, John. Good to see you, John. A Hex enthusiast as well. I think we got up to there. Do you think Hex will pump from the movie? Well, we've already had a pump already for the Hex, but there's definitely a chance that we could see a little rally leading into that, John. That's probably what I'd say for that. 4.5 cents was kind of like the next price point. We got to the 3.6, I think it was combined, so 4.5. But we need to see a bit of a move on in the next week ahead of us. We've got 14 days to go, so that's kind of the play there. Hopefully it's on hardware. Well, I'm not sure what that was about there. Let me just jump through some of these. PSI says, did you see the Coast update? We definitely covered that. CSI and Pulsechain this month. Yeah, bullish. Looks like they might very well beat out Liquid Lines at this stage. Because what day is it? Day 19. Yes, Liquid Lines still got the chance there, though. They've got to get the Oracle up first, though. So you might be very well right. Coast looks like it's got back to... Coast was at the front of the pack, and now it looks like it's back potentially at the front of the pack there. Definitely smash the like. Jump through some of these comments here. We've got Brennan is in the house as well. Good to see you, Brennan. Welcome to the chat. T-Time says, hope everyone is having a blessed day. Indeed. We've got Blobfish King as well. Good to see Blobfish King. Welcome to the chat also. Who else has jumped in here? We've got Turin. Atomic will not for instance. I'm not sure what that means, but hey, welcome to the chat there. We've got Tintop as well. What's up, Xkins? Good to see you, Tintop. We've got Arizona RC as well. Welcome to the chat. Who else is Astray? Yo. Good to see Astray. A lot of familiar names for sure. Academiciators in the house as well. Evening all. Good to see you. Pudding Guru. Thanks, Superman. Hey, you're welcome, Pudding Guru. Good to see you in the house. Christian says, Helgo, let's get it. Says Helgo. Post-Bosa says, thank you, Superman, for being here with us, my friend. Hey, you're welcome. It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure. Ashley says, bullish with Coast for sure. Yep, 100%. Looking very good. Let's actually go back to that chart while we're at it. Let's go back to the weight token. Is it weight token? Yeah, weight token. That is the one there. That is the Coast news. Looking pretty good. Let's see. Let's jump through some of these. Not sure what some of the there's a lot of conversations going on in house on chat there. Once again, a big shout out to Brian, became a member on Superman Crypto and is now the head moderator on there as well. Well done to Brian. Not bad in one day. Jump through some of these comments here. Scroll down. Thank you, Hex Tokens, Sandy Beach. Hey, you're welcome. Hexhog is not getting a spinner. Is it, Brian? Come on. Jump through some of those comments. Sandy Beach says, Hex Token, I've included a hashtag for the Pulsechain Tour on my tweets. Nice one there, Sandy Beach. Well done. That's awesome. Sandy Beach does an amazing job online. You are doing so well on the old Twitter there. Did you see, Sandy, did you see when you put out the 250 billion on the update, how many more views you got? You got heaps of views. So I encourage you to keep doing that stuff. Get out there with some of those updates. It really is cool to complement your stuff because you get a lot of views and you get a lot more followers. I think that's good. All right. Yeah. Okay. That's funny. That's funny. That is. I'm sure he's being silly. What else we got going on here? We're jumping down, scrolling down real fast. Almost up to date. How about that? Thanks for a great show. As always, Super Says Archipelago. Hey, you're welcome. Thank you, Hex Token, for the idea. No, it's awesome. I'm looking forward to you really climbing the ranks there as the influencers on Twitter. It's going to be a lot of fun, Sandy. All right, so that's pretty much it for the live stream. We're up to 1 hour and 5 minutes. What a day, eh? What a day. So much happening. We're just warming up. It's only going to get bigger from here. Really is cool. Yeah, and I do think that Hex is going to pick up there and leading in to the old highest of stakes. Now it's just a matter of how much. So like I say, we get back to 3.6, then 4.5. It's kind of the mid-size here. My upside, if we were on a much bullish trend, is 7.5 cents on the old Hex combined Hex price on that. So just back to the Hex price thing. Brian says, show some love with a like and subscribe on the other channel. You can follow Superman Crypto on that channel there. I cover a lot of other non-RH stuff on that channel in general crypto. So if you want to get on there, you can do that as well. All right, let's jump out of here. Woohoo! Yeah, let's go. All right, I'm going to play out some cool music on the way out. Let's do it. And I will catch you tomorrow for the same, for more Pulsechain news. It's going to ramp up. The next 30 to 60 days is the most important a rollout of the ecosystem for Pulsechain. So it's going to be a lot of fun for all of us. Really will be cool. All right, take care, everybody. Bye for now. Peace out.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.